Not necessarily not all the ways to make 7 plus or minus 2s and or rainbows, almost entirely without expending any of the labor involved in recognizing, organizing, and interpreting space-time travel communication coordinates, number 9 minus 3.20 and or 60. Notes towards a poetry and poetics and or performance and performativity of logical and or trans-ecological if-then statements as the variable relationship between form and content. If space-time travel communication coordinate 175-4 was a mystical dialogue between space-time travel communication coordinate 30 if 6 was 9 minus 14, that's 9-14, and space-time travel communication coordinate 33-32. Now those are old space-time travel communication coordinates, so to derive those you'll have to work backwards from the present into the past. And then there's another notation involving the present and the past, and that begins with a plus or minus, and plus or minus in the direction of the past I, as in if, and plus or minus going in the direction of the future F, right, as in if, and both as in if 6 was 9. And then that as a set was, and this in partial quotation marks, if Fiverr couldn't leave the Warren, and then there's another bracketed set value, but that set value has a if was relationship to it as well, and in the center of that bracketed relationship is I-thou relationship, and going toward the past is a question mark, which question mark represents the question, which space-time travel communication coordinate are we talking about? And then that I-thou relationship, which is the central unit of that particular set, also has an arrow that goes to the right, and that arrow going to the right represents the future with another question mark, and that question mark is referring again to another future space-time travel communication coordinate and asking what that future space-time travel communication coordinate would represent. So again, if Fiverr couldn't leave the Warren, in quotation marks, was, in quotation marks, an I-thou relationship pointing to a space-time travel communication coordinate in the past and asking to identify that, and pointing in the other direction to a space-time travel communication coordinate in the future with a question mark and asking to identify that. All right, so that's the title of this piece. If no more or less than the absolute value of I and thou was 5, and 5 was infinity linearly sequenced among the smiling stars. ... If counting on one's fingers was an orphaned subset of plus or minus above and or below ... If 4 days lying at the side of the road was 40 unkind days and nightimes longer than all the syllogisms of eternity, ... ellipses, ... ellipses, ... ellipses, ... If catching the rainbow was as simple as stealing the melody of a long-lost angel feather from Jimmy's little wing, if each example of perception's closed doors was yet another instance of openly empathetic form, ... If instead of leaving us at the side of the road, you had simply asked, how can we help you? ... ellipses, ... ellipses, ... ellipses, then, ... then, ... then, ... then, ...